What a great weekend for our city. Amazing fireworks show. If you made it out there, I hope you got there early. Getting out of there took a while. We had a full house. We had a great fireworks show. Candy and her team did a good job of putting everything together and went off without a hitch. Very, very pleased with it. The next morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, I was in downtown. We had about 200 people visiting with their hot rods in downtown, which was a great event. It receives an enormous amount of accolades in that kind of car world. There was a lot of very positive Facebook chatter out there about Van Alstyne's Cars and Coffees, perhaps the best such event in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. High praise, and I thank Jim and his crew for pulling that whole thing together and making it happen. And then because we weren't worn out enough, we had a concert that night, packed the house. What a great job Candy and her team do making Van Alstyne just look like a wonderful place to live. And if you went on Facebook, which I try not to do, but my wife does continually, she shows me all the posts that people are praising what a great city that we have and how nice it is to be here. So anyway, I wanted to recognize the team for doing just an amazing job.
So, quick clarification. First of all, you should know Mrs. Jones is in the audience. And also, here is the Cars and Coffee is Jim Du Bois, not myself. So,
Yeah.
Well done, Jim.
Yeah, sorry, that's it. But I do often see the bear wandering around Cars and Coffee in the morning, so it's good. The FM 121 project east of the railroad tracks, which has just created a nightmare of traffic through the middle of our town, is scheduled to be complete by the end of next week if the rain will stay away. This is a tech stop project. It's not a city project, but I wanted to let you know that they are moving along. They're making a great headway there. Preston Street North, our CIP manager reports that our city inspectors found issues with the concrete poured the location of the paver crosswalks. Those areas were going to have to be torn up and repoured before we can put the paver stones down to make that happen. That particular inspector also failed to catch on a concrete pour a piece of concrete that we went to great lengths to try and protect, and they poured concrete down on top of a piece of concrete we wanted to protect. So now we're taking painstaking steps to try and save that. So we'll deal with that particular inspector individually. The alley and the parking lot behind City Hall is now complete minus striping. We're going to wait to stripe that entire parking lot until all of Preston is done and then do it completely, but we're moving all city vehicles from the parking lot in front of City Hall to behind City Hall to be able to provide additional parking spaces behind, or parking spaces for our customers in the front. I sent you all an email earlier today with images that Q Architecture has created for our new senior center. If you have an open file, please do take a look at it. It gives you a real good picture of what we're doing. The only image that's missing and that we're still waiting on is that of the kitchen. But if you look at the plans, you'll see that we have the layout where everything goes. So it won't stop us from creating the request for proposal. So we're writing the language now to get that RFP on the street. We hope to have it on the street in early August and make award by September. Grading is underway at Kirby-Smith Machinery, which is something we need. We need to get them up and operating. They're a big sales tax generator for the city, so we want to help them and accommodate them anywhere we can. Grading is underway at the public safety facility. I attended the pre-construction meeting for that. I attended a meeting this morning with the contractors doing the work on that site. Fencing is up. They're digging the pond right now. That'll be a 10-foot deep pond when it's done. Light poles are down. They're doing all the right things. They're on time. It's very early. We'd like to keep them on time as we move forward, but that project is moving along. Comments on 80% engineered design set plans have been returned to McManus and Payne for comments. We're waiting for them to respond to that so we can get to a 90% plan set. And our plan is to put Blassingame, that project, on the street in August and award in September. Survey has been completed on our wastewater main line from Ballard to Newport. The engineering firm of PHC is scheduled to meet with me next week to review their findings. Additionally, I've approved a visual inspection of those lines and a cleaning of those lines and hoping to clear any blockages or sediment that exist in those lines. So between those two steps, we should be able to identify any issues that exist in that line that are causing our manholes to blow off in several locations, and then we can come up with a plan to be able to make that repair. Several city playgrounds, actually two, suffered a lot of damage from the wind and the storms we've had in recent months. We've taken down on the sail covers that are on this because they were damaged. We had hoped that those sail covers could be repaired, but to my dismay, they can't. They will be remade. And I'm not sure where they're made, but it takes 4 to 6 weeks to get the new covers. In the meantime, a couple of the poles that hold those sail covers up are loose as a result of the sandstorms. So we'll pull them, reset them, so they're ready for the covers when they reappear. And that's all we have to be concerned.